You mentioned 370 before we got onto the podcast, and everybody acknowledges that that was a groundbreaking thing. You have stayed in Kashmir for a long part of your tenure. What do you see as the
See,
biggest
in
change?
1990, I was in Kashmir. You all must have seen the movie Kashmir Files. I have seen that happening on the ground in 1990. So that is why when I speak or discuss with the people who are disillusioned, who are brainwashed, or who are not ready to accept the reality, I tell them, let us have a discussion on this. Let us have some kind of logical discussion on it. Miss, when you exhaust of all your logic, I will give you one logic that I faced, I experienced, I saw this happening on the ground. So you have to accept that thing. You need to learn from somebody else's experience. If you don't and you keep experimenting, then you are a fool. You are going to be harmed with that process. So 370 abrogation is a very, very major step, very major process that took place in the history of the India.
So what I understand is that the whole 370 exercise was really hush hush. The opposition would always pick out those issues in the parliament, but till the last day it got announced, nobody knew this would really happen. It almost looked like a fiction. I want to ask you, what was the behind the scenes? Were you aware of this? Were you told to prepare for this event? Were you mobilizing some resources in Pune, knowing that something big is going to happen in Kashmir?
Not at
Do you
all.
have any insider view?
Not
there?
at all, not at all. It is just that, with the leadership that we have in India now, there is complete secrecy and secrecy to the next level. Because if you want to do good and what is right for the country, then there should not be any, leakages in information to whomsoever it may be. So, in and all, it was what everybody wanted in our country, and it was promised by our Prime Minister, promised by the BJP, and we did it. So it was it just like you saw it on television. We were also seeing it on television with a lot of pride that this is actually happening in our country, which is we have visualized for for so many decades. We wanted it. So there's nothing as such that they do it, and they do it with precision, like how the army works. I think absolutely
it was a surgical strike on the opposition, I will say. Like when it was being discussed, the bill was presented into the parliament and into the upper house, and it went for the signature of the president. It came like anything normal. Means everything was so cool, calm, and systematic in the city. And I will quote another example. When the verdict of the Ram Janmabhoomi came, I got a call from my house कि ऐसा एक को decision आया है, be careful. Means that time I was at Juna Bazaar. Juna Bazaar, that is a slightly different demographic composition.
Juna Bazaar in Pune.
पुणे जूना बाजार अपना यहाँ पे RTO के बगल में मैं वहाँ पे था, and the things were so calm and quiet. Means this is the management, this is the control,